Hey, this is George from One Jiu-Jitsu. Today, we've got a special guest, first guest from America. We're speaking with Hugo Lin, who's an instructor at DiamondHeart in Brooklyn, New York, and coaches the Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu there. And he's a PANS, Euros, world medalist in Jiu-Jitsu. So yeah, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Really happy to be here.
Awesome. So before we get into a tour of your facilities and we have a little look around, could you just give us an idea of like how you got into Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, and then kind of how that led to you joining DiamondHeart and becoming one of the instructors there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always been into martial arts ever since I was a child. I started off in capoeira, interestingly enough, very interesting based. I'm actually Brazilian. I'm a Brazilian national of Taiwanese descent. I was born in Brazil, so capoeira was the most accessible thing for me, especially for my parents as well. They didn't want their kids getting into any violent sports, so it kind of seemed like the natural entryway, like half like a martial arts, half a dance, not a lot of contact, but yeah, eventually I started diving deeper and deeper. I started wrestling in high school. And that's a winter sport. And then in the spring, I'll be doing boxing, judo. I'll just do anything I could get my hands on. And most of my jiu-jitsu training was from an MMA base until I moved to Brooklyn. And I started training at DiamondHeart, I believe in 2018. And I kind of dove deep into Muay Thai and jiu-jitsu. And I was in the gym so much that eventually Gavin just asked me to start like teaching class there. And yeah, I had a few Muay Thai smokers, and eventually just dove headfirst into jiu-jitsu and just started competing from there quite a lot. I might have skipped around a lot, but if you have
no, that's cool. Yeah. What would you find? What do you think is the kind of the thing that you most love about training martial arts? Has obviously been like something throughout pretty much your whole life. Like, what is it that you get from it in your life?
I think that the martial arts are a bit of a metaphor for conflict resolution and how we deal with the conflicts within our lives. Like, we can always kind of say one to one, oh, when I'm doing this exercise, when I'm trying to overcome this scenario, it really applies itself to other areas in life in this kind of micro scenario. And I just felt like I've been able to tackle other parts of my life a lot easier due to martial arts because I overcame this problem in the gym. It kind of extended itself outwards a little bit. So it becomes a little bit less of a sport and more of a lifestyle for me. And that is kind of what kept me in it. I just feel like there's immense benefits to the martial arts. Even though I started a little bit more as an athlete, I think nowadays I'm growing towards being more of a well-rounded martial artist.
That's awesome. And what have you found are like the common reasons when people show up to like their first class? What often like motivates people to get started, do you think?
I can't speak for everyone, of course, but especially at our gym, I feel there are a couple, I'll say there's two main reasons. The first one is for the self-defense aspect. It's an artist neighborhood over here at Bushwick. And I feel like if you grew up the artist, you're kind of a little bit of an outcast. I was also a little bit of an outcast. I was the art kid. I went to art school. And I find that people come in for the self-defense aspect of it. Like, we don't have too many people that come in because they're UFC fans. They already knew the sport. They wanted to come in. A lot of people that come to our gym, they're coming in pretty cold. Yeah. And then the second way that people get into jiu-jitsu is, or at least at our gym, is that they actually started the Muay Thai program. And they have no idea what jiu-jitsu is, and then they see from the sidelines that what we're doing, and it seems fun, it seems interesting, it seems new and exotic, and then they try it out, and then they get hooked. So I would say at our gym, those are the two main reasons that people come in.
Imagine I've kind of come to New York, and I'm looking for somewhere to train, and I get in contact with you through your site. Could you kind of walk me through what that process would be like from that first booking in for my free trial to kind of coming to a class, how that experience might go?
Okay, so usually you're gonna first be in contact with Gavin, the first email to the website. Gavin's going to be the first one to answer it, and he's probably going to be your first point of contact who's going to help you sign up for a class. And in the jiu-jitsu program, especially, we don't really have an intro class, so you're going to be jumping directly into our beginner class. But the great thing about our beginner class is that me and another instructor teach it at the same time. So you have 2, sometimes 3 instructors on the mat at the same time. So it's not like you're going to be left out in the cold. Usually one of us will be giving you our full and divided attention to make sure that you are not falling behind in class. And, you know, our beginner program is very tactile and kind of easy to understand. We take a kind of task-based games approach. So it feels more like a game rather than we're learning this complex system. So usually that's how it works.
Awesome. Well, it'd be cool to have a little look around the gym. Are you right to kind of show us?
Absolutely.
I know you've got a class going on at the moment, but if you could just show us a little bit around, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go downstairs again.
How long have you been doing the kind of task-based stuff out of interest? Because I'm just kind of something I've got an interest in as well, and I've seen more places doing it recently.
Yes, we started doing it in June. I started really researching it around March of last year. And we fully integrated into the program this June. And we've seen like really great results with it.
Awesome.
But yeah, anyways, we're back down here. And let me know if you want me to switch the camera around.
Yeah, just do whatever you think's best to kind of show the space.
Oh, awesome. You know what? I'm going to do it from the perspective of someone who's just walking in for the first time.
Yeah, great.
Let's turn this camera around.
Yeah.
And when you first walk into the gym, it's a little bit nondescript. We have the signs here just to make sure that people know where it is. And as soon as you open the door, you're greeted to our space right here. And that's the entire floor space.
Awesome.
We have a very beautiful gym.
Nice.
And then usually someone will be around to help you in the front desk area, if it's your first time in, and direct you. People usually will leave all our things on the benches. We have racks for our flip-flops. Obviously, if we don't like to walk around barefoot off the mats. And as you're making your way towards the locker rooms, you pass through the strength area. One of our coaches, Jen, is lifting right now. So we do have a strength area.
Mm-hmm.
We have an outdoor strength area as well.
Oh, cool.
We have a whole outdoor section.
Nice.
And we even hold classes out here sometimes for the kettlebells and the strength.
Oh, cool, man.
All right, back inside. Have stop bikes and all the cardio equipment for our conditioning. Very full facility. And maybe we'll skip the locker room in case someone's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
we have a beautiful gym.
Yeah. Nice. Maybe you could go to the outside bit, and I'll just kind of ask a few more questions. It's a bit quieter out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, imagine if someone's just watched this video and they're wanting to start training for the first time. What would your kind of advice to them be? What would you say to someone who's kind of maybe on the fence, maybe they're not quite sure if they should do it and come to their first free class?
If you're coming in for the first time, I think you're going to have a great time. We have let me put it this way. My favorite part about our gym here is the community. Everyone is extremely respectful. like I said, this is an artist neighborhood, and everyone is extremely open-minded. So I wouldn't fear jumping into like a Shark Tank or anything. Everyone is extremely friendly, and everyone's here to help. You know, we
Mm.
have this philosophy where we say we always pay it forward. I know a lot of people come in and they feel like they're a little bit out of place, like people are going out of their way to help them. But this is completely natural in our process, because one day you're gonna become the senior student, and then you're gonna help someone else, and you're gonna pay it forward as well. So
Mhm.
jump in, please.
Yeah. Awesome, man. It looks like a great place.
Yeah,
Are
we
there
love
are
we
there
love
any
this shit.
things are there any things that you wanted to mention that you feel like we didn't get to?
Um, I would say that we have really underrated instruction here. Me and our other instructor, Scott Perry, we put a lot of work into our curriculum. A lot of hours studying, a lot of hours researching, a lot of hours even like applying these training methods within our own training, just so we can pass it back down to our students. So a big shout out to Scott Perry and
Mhm.
the whole team at Unity Jiu Jitsu as well, because we have a really great team, and we worked really hard to make a good program here. So
Mm.
there's that.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, thanks for taking the time to do this.
No, thank you for the opportunity. This
Nice
was
one.
awesome.